Hello, hello. It's our last day in Miami. We are getting ready to... I want coffee. Get coffee and go to the beach. It is beautiful outside today. I am going to leave the camera in the room and we are gonna go and I'm gonna read on the beach and Alex is gonna tan and probably listen to music. He's gonna listen to all of his recaps from Ultra Music Festival. And then we're doing dinner with his friend tonight. So I will see you guys in just a little while. We are getting ready to walk out the door for our dinner. Do you like it better like this or like that?
Like how you have it.
Getting ready. Here's what we have on. Look at your little Chelsea boots. Put them out. We spent the whole last day at the beach and it was fantastic, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. God, I'm so dark.
Uber will be here in 3 minutes. Right?
Okay, Uber will be here in 3 minutes. We gotta go. Love you guys. Bye. Hello. We're back in the room. We just walked 300 blocks. Now, really, how far did we walk?
I don't know, like 20 blocks. No, like 10 blocks.
Yeah, it was like 10 because we were at 23rd and Collins. So, we met up with Alex's friend tonight. And we went to... Do you care if I close these doors?
No.
Just let the music. I was just telling Alex, I'm like either way burnt or it is like, oh my god, they have it set to 73 in here. So we went to go eat at this place tonight that Alex's friend recommended. It was called Villa Azur. It was very bougie, but it was really cool. Wasn't it?
Yes.
It was very dressy. Kind of. Actually, they had a dress code, and what was interesting to me was that, like, half the people that were there were not abiding by the dress code. But I guess when you have that kind of money, it doesn't matter. Alex and I each had a side salad that was with a vinaigrette dressing. They had, oh my god, they had the best bread, though, ever, didn't they?
They had really good bread, yes.
It was just like homemade made. And, which I'm sure it probably was. And then Alex had the ravioli, and his friend had the ravioli, and I had the risotto. And then we were gonna stay there, but it was kind of like, she said it gets like really cute at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. They had a DJ and stuff in there, and I was like, I don't know that I'm gonna make it that late. Socks, am I happy? Are these your socks?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are your socks.
Okay, with more.
It's okay, we can share them. So anyway, we were trying to find this other bar that the woman that like was the hostess recommended to us, but we couldn't find it. Or I don't know if we found it or not. Alex and his friend were looking. So we ended up going over to the One Hotel, which is like very, very nice. And here, I'll turn this so that he can get changed. Which was very, very nice. And we sat on Alex had a glass of wine and I had a Coke, and we sat on the rooftop. Where's my phone? I'll show you guys my pictures. Oh, here it is. We're like in the process of starting to pack, and then we might go down and get ice cream. Oh, that picture's not bad, I guess, that you sent me. Ugh. I do need to charge my phone though. So if you can come to Miami and stay at the One Hotel, I would recommend it. We could kind of see into the hotel rooms too. They looked gorgeous, didn't they?
Uh-huh.
Alex found rooms for how much were they? Like $350 a night?
Yeah.
He like looked on there to see how much there were rooms. And then his friend was like, I said, well, what's your favorite hotel? And she said, now I can't remember what it was called. It started with an F.
Like
Fa something. But anyway, we looked it up. It was like $1,400 a night. I was like, oh no, ma'am. It was like that. It was like the Farrah or something. It was very artsy looking. I did not get my nap today. I almost asked them what the weather was like in Indianapolis. Like I was talking to somebody on the phone. Because Alex wore his scarf down here, so he might.
And then you're like, why would you wear your scarf down?
Well, I mean, it's a big wool scarf. Look at that scarf. It did look cute, though.
And I was like, I didn't even call it.
Did you wear those shorts?
No.
Ooh, Lord, nobody needs to see it that close. My fat face. I will tell you, here's the secret to Miami.
Save. Save and budget.
Oh my God. Okay, so I don't know if people down here, like if they're all just traveling or if they really live this way. But A, you would have to have a zillion dollars to live down here because everything is so expensive.
Even if they're just traveling, they have to have the money to be able to spend that.
It is. Everything is so expensive down here. Food, especially. And the way that these people go out and stuff is just like unbelievable to me. That was kind of a nice walk, wasn't it? I was thinking about all these things I was going to say on the vlog, and now I can't remember what I was going to say. My hair looked real cute earlier, now it's kind of falling down, not doing nothing. We had a great day today on the beach. And I got in and played in the water a lot. Alex got in the water one time. I was kind of surprised you didn't get in the water more than that.
It was really cold.
I didn't think it was cold, but he did. But it's because he's so warm-blooded. It'll take me like 5 minutes to pack.
I'm already done packing.
Are you done packing? What are you going to wear on the plane?
This, I don't know if I want to wear this sweater.
What sweater is that? It looks like my junky old gray sweater.
It's my Abercrombie, my Calvin Klein sweater.
Oh, that's cute though.
That's what I'll do.
I can tell you what I'm wearing on the plane. This right here. This long pink t-shirt. It's cuddly. Oh. And then we have the weekend off. So we're gonna like get our stuff packed and then I'm gonna do a bath bomb tonight too. Is that my shirt?
Yep.
That's a cute shirt. It's not yours now. We can share it. We share everything.
Definitely share.
Look at that. How cute that is on me. That's as good as it's gonna look, because guess what? It doesn't fit at all. It is. Oh, it's a large. I could still probably fit in that one of these days. How was your dinner, do you think?
It was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I'm like not used to eating carbs, so like I just kept eating.
You didn't have like a big serving though or anything.
No.
So this rooftop bar that we went to at this one hotel.
It was cute. I would have enjoyed it. I mean, I really liked where we ate.
But we could have just ate up there and had cheeseburgers or something.
I really liked that place.
It was really casual. And it was like, it overlooked the whole like South Beach. Beautiful. It had like cabanas that went to the very end. And like, what floor do you think we were on? The 20th?
11th.
Is that what she said? The 11th floor. But anyway.
I don't know.
It looked over all of like South Beach. And it was all wood and it's like very earthy. And they had like a DJ out there. And the people there were bougie too. But they were like... Oh, this is the story I was going to tell. The people there were kind of bougie too. But they were like... The people are going to ask me what I mean by bougie. How would you define bougie? Like showy, you know?
That's not bougie.
Yeah, kind of it is.
Technically, bougie is someone that trying to leave a style that they can't afford.
Okay, so... But these were like, I don't know...
But like people using like the word bougie nowadays as like like you're just like you're fancy.
You're fancy,
Like,
yeah.
You're fancy.
But it was like, they were like in shorts, some of them were like in like khakis and stuff. The people here are all like, it's mostly like, it was interesting because it's mostly like European people here right now. But when we were walking back to the hotel, it was like a lot of kids down here on like spring break with their parents. Which I'm not really sure why you would bring your kids to South Beach for spring break. We were kind of talking about like, this isn't like a place that I don't know that you would want to be like a teenager down. I mean,
because parents are selfish and they would rather have a vacation they want to have and not a vacation their kids want to have.
but maybe a lot of kids are like, I want to go to Miami. I want to go to, because Brian and Jenny told us that it was like their kids' dream to go to Los Angeles.
Yeah, but like
That sweater is so cute.
LA has like
Universal Studios
and like the Hollywood star like Walk of Fame and like
That's true.
Like you know,
I mean, there's not a lot to do down here. If
you're not 21.
Yeah, like it's kind of like go out to clubs and whatever. Like I'm totally fine to sit in the room and watch a movie, but you know what I mean? Take a bath, that kind of stuff.
There's like the mall.
Oh. That Sawgrass Mill Mall though in Fort Lauderdale is unbelievable. If you guys have never, it is the outlet mall to end all outlet malls. Alex and I went through it and we're like, this has like everything that most outlet malls do. And we walked down this other aisle and we were like, oh my god, they have like a Super Dry from Japan, and they have like what else do they have? They had this, they had that, and then like we were getting ready to go. This wasn't this trip. This was like the first time we came down here, and we like turned this corner and we were like, I mean, nothing we could afford, but they had like a Chanel and like a Dolce Gabbana and like what else do they have down there? Like a Celine outlet store, all this kind of BS. It was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, Fifth.
Oh, but we got stuff there at Saks off Fifth. They actually had really good deals. That pair of jeans and shorts that I got are still like in perfect condition. They were like $200, $300 marked down to like $40 or something. It was ridiculous.
Because they still have the tags on.
They do not still have the tags on.
I'm about to find them and wear them every day.
That shirt's cute.
Thanks. Your Aunt Kathy.
That's a Saks Fifth Avenue. Oh, my Aunt Kathy got that for you? Aww. We love you, Aunt Kathy.
Very much.
Let's not get real sad on this vlog. I just can't do that. We saw this couple by the pool. Was that yesterday or today? That older couple?
Yesterday they were drunk.
And I was like, that kind of reminds me of my Aunt Kathy. And he goes, because she's drunk. People thought it was funny when you said in our Q&A, you said when I met your mom, she was quiet. Whatever. So here's the three of us, okay?
People like my sense of humor.
They do. So here's the three of us, Alex and I and his friend, and we're trying to like figure out how to get out of this bougie hotel, okay? Which was so cute. Like when you walked into the downstairs, the lobby was like, it looked like Restoration Hardware patio, but like 10 scales up, like vomited all over the place with trees in the lobby. It was gorgeous. And they had like a live band playing down there. And they had a little coffee shop out front called Habitat. It was so cool. And so here we are trying to come out of this bar on top. The rooftop bar was called Water, W-A-T-R. And we like get in the elevator and we're like sitting there like kind of looking at each other trying to act like we know exactly what's going on because we're so fancy or bougie. And we're like sitting there and Alex's friend goes, I don't think the elevator is moving. So we like hit the button and of course we've been in there now for like 2 minutes.
And you're like, as soon as the door said, oh, no, like, I'm so embarrassed.
I was so embarrassed.
And I don't give a fuck. I'm like, hi, we don't know how to work this thing.
Because the woman that was like sitting there, like that, you know, like she welcomes you right, it goes right into the bar. She's like staying there, and there we were again, you know. And so she's like, oh, here, well, here's how you do it. And she like pushed the elevator, so we start going down, and it like took us to the penthouse. And so all of a sudden, this girl gets
like, we're going to the penthouse.
I was like, we're going to the penthouse. Like what? So this woman like gets in, and she's like, are you guys trying to get out of that hotel?
No, she didn't say anything. We said.
We said we don't know how to get out or downstairs. She goes, are you guys trying to go to the lobby? And we're like, yeah. And she's like, well, we've been.
Before you tell them what she said, tell them how much it is to stay there a night.
At the penthouse?
At that hotel.
I did. It was like $400 you found.
I found when I was.
She found it, or he found it for $400, but like to just go and book it for tonight, $1,400. So $1,400, okay, times like 7 or 8 nights. She goes, oh, here, she goes, we just figured out the elevator. She goes, we've been here since last week. And she goes, we just figured out the elevator. And so she like let us out. And then she goes, oh, there's like 3 different elevators on either side. And she goes, you need to be an A, you're an F. And we're like, oh, okay. So we get out. And we get in the other elevator. And like after the door closes, I like made sure we were moving before I said it because I was afraid it would open on this woman. And I said, she didn't have to throw her money around and act like she was all rich and famous. And she's staying here for over a week. And we can't even figure out how to get down to this lobby of the hotel. Everything was beautiful about it. Even the seats outside of the hotel were gorgeous. We were sitting there waiting for his friend to get our Uber. Everything was... But I'm like, how do people... like, it is so expensive. Like, life is expensive enough as it is. And, I mean, we've had a wonderful vacation. And, like, that is just... I just can't... I don't understand how people afford stuff like that. I just really don't. But I know it sounds silly, but like, okay, so we were coming up in the elevator and this girl had on these Gucci slides. And I'm like, I would rather spend the money to stay in a nice hotel one night and experience it than I would like for a nice piece of clothes. And Alex is nodding his head. And it was funny because I was watching this show last night on TV. It's kind of like Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, but it's called like Rich People's Lives or something like that. I don't know what, it's 2 nights ago I was watching it. And they had that guy on there. Who's Kim Kardashian's best friend? Jonathan what?
Jonathan something, I don't know.
I can't stand that Jonathan guy. But anyway, apparently, he seemed really nice actually on the show compared to when he's on the Kardashians. But he now has like an Instagram that's all dedicated to food. Did you guys know this? And he goes around the world and he eats like the most expensive food. So like he ate like a donut that was like $5,000 and all this kind of stuff. And so he goes on the show and he is eating this appetizer in New York City. It was like this $20,000 appetizer or something. And he took the guy that makes his jewelry with him. And the guy was like, who pays $20,000 for an appetizer? And he said, well, he goes, you know, some people like want to drive a Bugatti. And he goes, and other people want to experience expensive food, you know? So it's just whatever people's interests are, I guess. I don't know. I struggle even if I had that kind of money, spending money on craziness like that. We so overpacked, both of us. Here's a little, okay, so you guys, we did the bed that we were sleeping on is so comfortable, okay? Alex and I, like, when did we get our bed? Like a year ago? Huh?
July.
In July, we got a new bed. And it was a sponsored video. It was one of my very first sponsored videos that I ever did on my main channel. I don't do a lot of them anyway. Mostly because nobody is interested in sponsoring me. But so we did this mattress unboxing. And it was for Helix mattresses. This is not sponsored. So I'm not getting any money off this right now. Although, if you still want to get the discount code and you want to buy one, go back to that video and the discount code should still be good. But we got a Helix mattress that you get on there. It's like those lulls. They're all the same. And you get on there and you like design your bed like how you want it and whatever. And so I said to Alex, I go, oh my God, this bed is so comfortable. The hotel bed. And he goes, not as comfortable as our mattress at home. And it is. I mean, we are sold on the foam mattresses, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
They're so comfortable. Like, they're like the best mattresses in the world.
In the motherfucking world.
And that shirt's cute.
Thanks.
Like, I feel like you don't have any normal t-shirts anymore. I feel like all your t-shirts are, like, so stylish.
Well, you know, it's true.
Where did you get that one?
Forever 21.
Do they have cute guy stuff there?
Mm-hmm. I was, like, even joking about it on the video because I was like, ew, Forever, like, who's your favorite designer? Like, Forever 21.
But like, you go there, yeah.
I actually have.
They have a big one by our house. Don't want no tutti fruity. Get on the floor if you got that booty. I don't want to pack because then when I pack, it's over. Are you wearing that shirt that I just showed in there too? Or are you're wearing all of that tomorrow?
Yeah, because I'm not gonna walk around and
I do not buy
with like a sweater on. And then I'm not gonna be cold in the plane, and then I'm not gonna be cold when we get to like the shitty place that we live. So
somebody said that one hand was darker than the other. I think it's this one. But I don't bite my nails. I trimmed them tonight, and I trimmed my beard because I wanted to look nice for our bougie dinner. Oh, I was gonna show you guys this place. Hold on. This would be a reason to follow my Instagram and my Snapchat because I like put all this stuff on there. But here, I'll show you. There was a picture that Alex took of me outside of the hotel. You guys were like, Peter, we cannot see those stupid pictures that you keep on showing us. Okay, so this was the little coffee shop out front. It was called Habitat. See,
it's actually a restaurant.
It is a restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was so cute. And then this is the view from upstairs looking down in the middle of the hotel. And you can see the ocean in the background, do you see? And this was the pool on the rooftop bar. And this is it looking down South Beach. And this was a little patio cabana at the very end that you could rent out. And I told Tanya, I said, that's where we would sit and read. Okay, my camera did something when I was like moving my phone. I thought I had other pictures, but I guess I don't. I don't want to start, I'm starting to peel on my arms and I don't want to peel like the rest of my body. Ain't nobody loves me better than you. What's been your favorite meal since we've been down here?
I don't know.
You keep on hitting the carpet and it sounds like you're farting.
Oops.
Let me see what my favorite restaurant was that we went to. We went to Sugar Factory. I have to say tonight was the best food.
Like, yeah. Quality-wise?
Oh my God. Tonight was the best food quality-wise. Where did I have the pictures of the inside of the restaurant? I took all these pictures and now I don't have them anymore. Oh, here they are. So this was the inside of the restaurant. Can you see it? Had all these lights, and it was like had this outside thing. It was so cool. Yeah, it was very cool. Ain't nobody. But I would have to say that that little restaurant that we went down to the other night had the best waitress that we passed tonight that was leaving.
Oh, yeah.
And then today was the best beach day. Today was the best laying out day. I just wish we had gotten out there earlier.
I know, I was kind of like annoyed at myself for like sleeping in, but then I was like, we're going back to like awful reality.
I like sleep so deep with these blackout blinds here that this is why we cannot have blackout blinds at home. I already sleep so late as it is. I don't think I would ever get up.
I was literally thinking about getting some for a house.
Well, they're fantastic, but I don't know that I would ever get up. That's the problem.
We'll get used to it.
Okay, I'm gonna start packing. Do you guys want to help me pack? Oh my God, it'll be so much fun. Ain't nobody loves me better than you. Huh?
I'm all packed.
You're all packed?
Yeah.
You're all packed! Oh my God! I don't know what to wear on the plane tomorrow. Are you wearing shorts?
No.
think I'm gonna wear my Birkenstock sandals tomorrow. Because that'll probably be the most comfortable.
You said you want to take this?
What then?
Did you say you wanted to take this?
We don't need to.
Alright.
I already read through the whole thing anyway. But I am going to put this bag on top in case I have to carry. My fan that Alex got me at Ultra.
Never used it.
Boost! I'm gonna turn this light on over here so you guys can see a little bit better. Is that any better? Look at all those apples we have.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody loves me better than you. Okay. I am not bringing this many clothes next year.
I think I'm gonna have some room and weight available in my suitcase if you need to put something in it.
Why? What are you gonna have? How?
Well, because I put more stuff in this bag that I'm gonna be carrying anyway, and then this one.
Never wore this. Never wore these cute shorts. Here, look at these cute shorts I got. Never wore them. Okay, I'll show you guys all the stuff I got that I never wore.
You can wear that tomorrow.
I don't want to wear it tomorrow. I want to be comfortable.
That is comfortable.
No, it's not.
And what would you purchase it?
Because it was to go out. It just made me look like a grandpa. Don't say it. I'm not a grandpa.
I will think about it.
I might wear that pink and blue together. It sucks packing. Doesn't it suck packing? Oh, guess what? The battery light is on. Never wore this. At least I'll have some new shirts to wear this summer. I wore this for a video, and that was it. Oh, how was that shirt? How is she, though? What's that saying by Gia Gunn? How is she, though? What was your favorite day here? My favorite day here...
The 3 days of Ultra.
Okay, but if you only had to pick one, my favorite would be the last day at Ultra.
Why the last one?
Because Swedish House Mafia and the DJs were just the best that day.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like the best, I mean, if Swedish House Mafia was on Saturday, it would have been perfect. That was like my favorite day.
These are so cute, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
With these sweat shorts I got. You guys are like, Peter, we can't see anything. You wish Swedish House Mafia did what? Who?
Was on Saturday.
But then they couldn't have ended it.
Like, I wish like Saturday was Sunday with like Swedish House Mafia.
Oh, yeah. They were really good. I had slept so good I didn't even have to take my melatonin the whole time that I was down here. Oh, my camera just died. Okay, I changed. It cut off. And I got a lot of my packing done. I'm jealous that Alex is done with his packing already. Because now he just gets to relax and enjoy life. I don't know how I fit all these shoes in here, all the way here. Especially since I brought this stupid fan. Well, I guess that's all the clothes I have. Oh, but how did I do these fans so that they didn't break on the way down here? I did them like that. My little fanny pack that I never wore once while I was down here. I guess I have to carry stuff on the plane in case my bag is too heavy. I'm gonna take this. California dreaming, such a winter day. Walked into a church. Do you guys leave stuff in hotel rooms? I always leave something in a hotel room. I'm so bad about it. It always makes me nervous. I got this magazine to do a magazine video on, and I sat and I read the whole thing. I think I told you guys about it. Okay. My watch. Take with me. My bag. Stepped into a church. Okay, my computer. I'm like, should I just take all of my hats, like, with me in the bag? Vitamins. I brought these Ray-Ban sunglasses and I didn't even wear them. Okay. Chapstick. Put these bracelets in there. I'm leaving my fan in the room. Here's another hat. My computer will be the last thing I take. Fanny pack. Put that right in there. Okay, I'm gonna take this hat. Okay. You guys, I brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs of shoes for 9 days. I wore. Did I show you guys my new shoes that I bought? I wore all of them except for 2. And well, that's not true. I bought a pair down here, and that was one of the pairs I didn't wear. And then my dock kit can go right there. But how am I gonna? It'll have to just fit somehow. And I'm packed. There's my weave. Oh, I can't believe I'm all packed. I'm leaving with money, too. Can't believe it. God, I didn't spend that much money down here this week. That's pretty nice. I didn't spend that much cash down here.
You can always give me some of it.
No.
Why not?
Because I will come for my money. Oh, I'm so happy. Now I can just relax. Ugh. So hard for you, honey. Hard for your money and never treat you right. Did you guys ever listen to Donna Summer back in the day? Okay, let me just tell you a true story. When I was a kid, I loved to roller skate to Donna Summer. It was my favorite. This water. I'm actually gonna be real bougie. Hold on. Because it's my last night in the hotel, so I'm gonna use this hotel glass. He's got his headphones on, he's not paying attention to me. I'm gonna watch RuPaul's Drag Race, or we're gonna watch a movie together. We're gonna maybe get some ice cream. Are you hungry for ice cream?
Sure.
Ice cream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream. That means we're going to the sugar factory. And then I have to do my bath bomb tonight. So that's the last thing I'm gonna do before I go to bed, is I'm gonna do my bath bomb, and then I'm gonna lotion up with that sleepy lotion. Oh, this water feels so good. Papa got burnt today at the beach. Oh my God, it was so funny tonight. Alex was explaining to his friend, like, why our dog's name is Pee-Pee. And so it's always funny to hear people explain that, or hear him explain that to people. What's funny was when we were walking by the hotel on the way back, drama phone, this is Peter speaking. When we were walking back, we passed the Delano, and it's so weird to me. And so many people said they didn't know the story, so I'm gonna tell the story. Like, oh God, okay. So if Alex and I got together the year that my mom passed away, 6 months later. Hey babe. When do you think it was that my dad told us about my mom and my grandma and all that kind of stuff going to prison?
I don't know.
Like two years after we met, 5 years after we met?
Like the first time we met?
Your dad?
Him?
You thought it was?
Oh, I don't know. No.
Well, we went out there at some point, but anyway, we were just like sitting by the pool, and I said to my dad, I said, did mom have any secrets that she like passed away with? And he was like, no. I'm telling this for the people that haven't heard this before. And because it's weird to me being in Miami, you know, and she said she had never been here and she was down here. And so anyway, he was like, no, your mom didn't really have any secrets. And he was like, well, he was like, you know, just one. And he was like, but she had asked me never to tell you, but I think since you're gone, or she's gone, it's okay. And it would explain a lot to you anyway. And I said, and what he meant by that, well, I'll explain that in a second. So anyway, I said, well, what was it? He was like, well, your grandma went to prison and there was a lot of speculation about when it happened. And so my mom had told me that my aunt grew up very, very poor in Indianapolis. She went to 10 different schools in 12 years. And they like moved a lot and whatever. And I didn't really know the backstory on that. When she was really little, they said, I don't want to turn this light on because it'll be better for you guys to see. That she said like when she was like super little, that like her dad died when she was 4 of lung cancer, and my aunt would have been 6. And she didn't remember really a whole lot from that time, but she would say, like, we were fostered out. She would never say foster care. She would say fostered out, which is really interesting because after my mom passed away and I found this information out, I talked to my cousin Caroline, and Caroline said that my aunt had always said that they were in foster care, and I said to my mom, foster care? And she was like, no, we were like fostered out to other like family members. Because we were so poor, and that grandma, and they would always, my aunt and my mom both always called their dad daddy. Like, they would never say your grandpa or anything, obviously, because I never knew the man. But, so she said, she was like, you know, like, grandma, like, and daddy couldn't, like, afford to live in an apartment where you had kids because people would charge, like, per kids back in the day. And so they would like foster us out like in the summers when we weren't in school to stay with like family members, and she would say like certain family members and stuff. So anyway, so there was really no like, I assumed that my mom was like fostered out when my grandma went to prison when she was young. So after this, like my dad told me, I was like, well, what did you know about it? He like knew none of the facts. And, he was like, well, your mom never wanted you to know because she didn't want you to think badly of your grandma and whatever. I was like, well, my grandma was awesome. I never would have thought bad of her. Hard worker. She like took the bus so that my mom and my aunt could both have like cars each when they were at college. And so anyway, and it's really kind of a funny but a sad story too, because like when my mom and my aunt were both at IU and they were 3 years apart, and they were both Pi-Phis at Indiana University, people thought they were like really rich, like had a lot of money. And here was my grandma as a bookkeeper in Indianapolis, living in like a 2-bedroom apartment that could hardly afford her bills. And she gave my mom and my aunt like everything. And my mom and my aunt always felt like horrible about it as they got older, and so they like went overboard trying to do stuff for my grandma. Well, so I find out that, you know, that my grandma had been in prison and I wanted to know more about it. So I said something to my cousin. My cousin was like, I've never heard anything about that. That can't be true. So I don't know if Alex was with me when I went out to lunch with my aunt. I can't remember. It was either just me and my aunt or the three of us. It may have been before we got married, because my aunt took us out to lunch before we got married. And we had like a real serious conversation, and I said something to her about, he's had like this horrible cough the whole time. Were you there when my aunt talked to us about my mom or my grandma being in prison? You weren't there? It must have just been my aunt and I. So anyway, I said something to her and I was like, now, was this like when you guys were, she was like, yes, grandma. She was like, who told you that? And I was like, my dad. She's like, well, he should never have told you that. Your mom wouldn't have wanted you to know. She's like, you didn't need to know that. And I was like, why is it this big secret? Like, my mother was terrified of everything. It explained a lot, like, of her upbringing and things like that. And so anyway, she was like, I said, when did this happen? Like, is this when you guys were fostered out when you were little? And she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, when you guys were fostered out to families. She's like, we were not fostered out to families. We were in foster care. She's like, I don't know what your mom told you. My mom and my aunt were extremely close. So to have like two people so close, like best friends, and tell completely different stories is very interesting. And although at times my aunt would say, if your mother wasn't my sister, she would not be in my life because she drives me crazy. They were very different too. My mom was kind of beatnik and stuff and artsy, and my aunt was not. So anyway, so she said we were put in like foster care, but we went with relatives who lived in the country because grandma and daddy couldn't afford to take care of us during the year. And she's like, we lived in the country, like she said, like with these family members that I knew for like 2 years because they couldn't afford to take them. So they basically, other than my mom and my aunt being like adopted out, they ended up living with family members. And then when my grandma like could afford it again. So anyway, and I said, oh, well, that must have been when she embezzled the money. And she's like, no. She was like, that was when your mom was like graduated from like that was the year that your mom graduated from high school or the year before or something. And I said, and this is where it gets into explaining stuff about the family, because my aunt always felt really responsible for my mom, and my mom would say, you know, grandma used to always just say, you know, to your Aunt Kathy, like, you know, make sure that you look after sister and all this kind of stuff. And so I said, well, Aunt Kathy, I said, who was guardian over my mom? She goes, I was. She was like, I was a legal adult. I was your mother's guardian. And so I said, so then I started like exploring, and I found all these pictures. My mom had said that she, every like summer after college, went to Hyannisport, which is by Cape Cod, and she worked for this hospital, and she met like, I don't know, Jackie Kennedy, because that was like maybe one of the hospitals she was gonna have a baby at. I did not know if my mother made this whole stuff up or not. Like, I mean, she told this story so many times in her life. The reason why is because she told me that I would find letters between her and this gay guy that she was friends with, that she worked with, that she spent this entire summer with. Well, I didn't find those letters, but what I did find was letters between my mom and this guy that she met in South Beach in Miami when my mom and my aunt were staying at the Delano. Okay, so this is where it comes full circle. So then I said to my aunt at that lunch that day, I said, well, I don't understand, like, how did you guys afford, how long were you down in Miami? And she goes, like, the entire summer. And I said, you stayed at the Delano, the hotel that it was brand new, for the entire summer? She's like, yeah. She's like, I don't know, Peter, it was so long ago. Why are you asking all these questions? I said, how did you afford it? She goes, I don't know, probably on Grandma's embezzled money. We didn't know where the money was coming from. We didn't ask, you know? Grandma was in prison. We didn't really understand why. You know, it just was like this whole story. Flash forward, you can go and look. This is in my vlog. Alex and I, when my aunt passed away, January of, was that 2017?
Yeah,
is it 2017? Yeah. And I did like, we were over at my aunt and uncle's condo. Like, my cousin Caroline was getting things ready for the funeral and whatever, and she had her friends over there, and our other cousin Shannon and stuff like that. We were sitting around, and Shannon, who's my Uncle Dave's niece, but we're all kind of connected somehow. I mean, not really. She's not really my cousin, but she's Caroline's cousin on the other side, but we grew up together, so she is. So she goes, I'm telling Caroline about the time that Grandma was in prison when my mom was like in high school or out of high school, and Caroline's like, well, I never knew about that. And Shannon goes, yeah, the only time I knew was when Caroline, we were like, because they're the same age, she was like, when we were like 7 or 8. Caroline's like, yeah. And I go, whoa, wait a second. Grandma was in prison twice. And Caroline goes, yeah, and that time was for embezzlement too. So not that my grandma went to prison once, but she went to prison twice, okay? And if you had met my grandma, she was like the Swedish. She was the sweetest person in the entire world, and she like could make a mean-ass apple pie. She smoked Salem Lights like they're going out of style. She never wore a skirt. She always wore pants, and she drank those little Cokes in bottles. She hated alcohol. She despised it. We found out that my grandfather had been like the head bartender. My mom had actually told me this at one point. This bar in Indianapolis called the Thunderbird, which they ended up reopening a couple years ago. It was kind of like this hipster bar, because it was like one of the very first. What's the claim to fame of the Thunderbird? Do you know? It was like the first whiskey lounge in Indianapolis.
The first club in the like club bar.
Yeah, and my grandfather was like the lead head bartender there, and I found his liquor license that said it on there, and I gave it to my cousin Caroline. But it's just crazy to think that like I had no clue, you know, like my little grandma that loved her dogs and would come and stay with us, you know, almost like every other weekend, that like my cousin and I would go over there and watch like Lawrence Welk with her. And anyway, love you, Grandma. I mean, she was an awesome person. I don't think that because you make poor choices it makes you a bad person in life. I think it means, you know, I don't know. And I remember my dad said to me, like, I think Grandma just, my dad and my mom's mom had a really good relationship. And in fact, she went in for the way that she passed away was that she went in for a gallbladder surgery, and she had such bad emphysema. She had emphysema since she was like 30 years old, because she smoked like 4 packs a day. And so she was in the hospital, and she was scared to death to go into the surgery. And so my dad went in to go see her, and he said, you know, how you doing? And like, because it was where he was chief of staff. And she looked at him and she said, I'm not gonna make it, am I? I'm gonna get real upset telling the story. She said, I'm not gonna make it, am I? And he said, there's a good chance you're probably not, and I'm not gonna bullshit you. One of the things that Alex is looking at me.
What another story?
One of the things that my, people have always told me that my dad has great bedside manner because he doesn't bullshit him. And he said, there's a really good chance you probably won't make it. And she said, then I'm gonna ask you one favor. She said, wheel me outside and let me have a cigarette. This is gonna be the last day I'm here on earth. And he said, okay, it's against hospital rules, but I'll let you go outside. And he wheeled her outside. He told me this story later. He wheeled her outside and let her smoke a cigarette, and they sat there and talked and about all the great things in their life, you know, and she had the surgery and she passed away. She didn't make it through the surgery, so. And then, you know, my dad would always say, like, you know, she just had such a tough life. And She didn't have a chance. My grandma's mom died when she was really little, and she had a really mean stepmom. And I just told this on here not too long ago, I think. She got the highest grade in Indiana for bookkeeping, and she saved money working to get herself a dress. And she woke up the day of graduation, and her stepmother had cut the entire dress up and looked at her and said, "What are you going to do now?" And that was just kind of her whole life, you know. I think I cry sometimes because I think that people can just be so cruel, you know. Like, it doesn't take a lot just to be really nice and be sweet to somebody. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
I haven't cried on a vlog in a while, and I sure as shit didn't think I cried on Miami vlog.
You cried Sunday.
I did? Oh, well, at Ultra.
When you were reading, like, my post.
Oh, yeah, I did cry on that. Anyway. I think the one thing that's interesting to me is that we don't really know people's lives sometimes, you know? Like, people have some, like, really crazy lives. It's also kind of like when somebody passes away and you don't know, like, all of these amazing things that they've done for themselves. They've done, not for themselves, but they've done for the world, you know? And then you find out about it afterwards, and, like, that's true humility, I think, is when, like, and we were at my, like, aunt's funeral, and I remember, like, they were talking, like, her one friend was talking about, like, all the things that she did. I was like, I never knew that my aunt did these things. I knew a lot. My aunt was, like, president of Junior League, and she had done a lot of, like, fundraising in Indianapolis, and she was an amazing woman, you know. She didn't like getting gifts. She liked giving gifts. But I never knew, like, a lot of the stuff that she, like, I didn't know a lot of the stuff that she did. And I think that that's a true sign of, like, you know, real humility. He's taking a picture. So, what kind of ice cream are you gonna get?
Pussy.
What?
Pussy.
I hate that word. Don't ever say that word. It's so gross. I'm gonna get, I don't know. Don't say that. I'm gonna get you in a pillow fight. Don't say that. I hate that word. It's so gross. Ugh. Do you know what I really hate? Is like when this was such a nice vlog, and this is taking a turn for the worst. He's lost his shit. He just Snapchatted out. Not ready to go back. Do you want to say goodbye to all the people?
No.
Why not?
Because we'll see him when the camera's back on.
That is kind of true. We'll see you back in Indianapolis.
Well, they'll see us. Because I don't really know who's watching.
But they all...
I mean, I'll see me later.
Did you have a good time?
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
I love you too.
Good night.
Good night.